here. My name is Gonzalos, working on your systems. Your systems established in 2004 in Halmstad, city of Halmstad here in Sweden, in the southern part of Sweden, with the primary aim to resolve the key issue within the home care sector. You spend quite a lot of time managing key and it's unsecure, so we have found a solution for that. Today our main markets are Sweden, Denmark and Norway, and we're also entering the Netherlands and Finland and investigating Germany as well. They seem to have the quite similar need for our product. The company today has about 50 employees and we have a turnover of about 10-11 million euros. And we today have about 52,000 locks installed across these countries. This is a quite normal view within the home care services, at least in Scandinavia. When I went to the Netherlands here a year ago, they recognized the picture as well. And they've done some studies and show that about 10% of the personal time is spent on key management or handling keys. And it's quite time expensive, which you can use in better ways than handling keys. A quite normal example for this are emergency calls. If you get an emergency call, if you don't have this system, you have to go to a local and get some keys and drive back maybe 15 or 30 minutes, and that could be quite an emergency in some cases. Well, meal distribution, it could be a lot of key handling. You have only a couple of keys, traditional keys, and you have to wait for colleagues to visit, for example, another recipient. So travel time is also a quite expensive issue. And security, we have dedicated quite much time to do this solution as secure as possible. Many persons, at least in the beginning, ask us, but how secure is it? We use a mobile phone to open doors. I mean, every kid have a mobile phone, and they're quite good at mobile phones and computing systems. Can't they hack the system? And the answer is, well, they can't hack the system. We're using encrypted keys, and we have help from TeliaSonera's encrypted department. So it's a really secure system. Well, we increase safety and security, time saving, quality control. That's one issue we encountered quite soon when we implemented the first customer. They liked the idea, but at the same time we got some questions about, but is this really for the elderly? How could this be better? Isn't this only for controlling us personal, that we really do what we do? And the answer to that is it's not actually a control system. The personal, the staff that does what they needs to do and what they have to do, it can use this as a receipt that they have done what they've done. It happens quite a lot in, I think, every city that some personnel may be accused of not being, for example, visiting my mother, for example. And in this case, when you open the door with a mobile phone in our application, you register every time you enter and when you leave the door, to get a receipt every time you do something like that. So they can use it to show that they really do what they have to do, and also to plan their work in a more effective way. This functionality is developed together with the city of Halmstad. We spent quite many years with them. We started, like I said before, 2004, and was only developing and research the first 3 years. So in 2007 we got the first prototype, which we tested in Halmstad, and after a couple of months they were like a larger installation, about 50-60 locks. From the beginning it was about 5 locks. Today they have about 1,200 locks in the city of Halmstad, and after that decision, well, other other cities also did dare to take the decision to try our system. So today in Sweden we have about 70 cities that are using our digital key system, and we have about 120 cities that are using our backend system, which is called Care, which is where we collect all the data. We have, well, I'm now focusing at the digital key system, but we have other modules in Care, how we can collect data, which is quite important for the cities today to be more effective, to see over the cost and how can they do better to spend maybe more time at the recipient's home in a more effective way. Challenges and opportunities. Well, of course, financing is one of the primary things. When we came up with this idea, it was the first thing to do, to try to get some financing for this idea. And we managed by networking and having good information and meeting the customers, managed to earn some financing from private investors. Patents is another thing. It's costly. The long process to go through, and well, cost of development. That's I think all the R&D companies know what that means, and higher demand from the customers is also a challenge, but also a huge opportunity for us. So that means when we get high demand from one customer, we can go to another and present this solution, and maybe it suits, maybe it's not, but like you said before, you have to try to adapt the system, the solution for different customers. But in that way, we also have therefore we have the different models today in Care. From the beginning, a more simple lock solution, and now today we're an ICT company with different kind of solutions and a model which you can use to open doors in a secure way. Competitors and partnership. Well, competitors is everything, is something that you need, that you meet every time. We have the opportunity to not have a direct competitor yet. We have competitors that are trying to develop a product like ours. Good for us that we have some patents, so it's not that easy, but it's not impossible either. But that could also be an opportunity for us, because they also help us to market that this is a really important issue within the cities and the home care services, that is an actual question. And partnership, well, I think that without partnership it's quite difficult for small and medium-sized companies to succeed. In our case, I think we have a lot to thank to major ICT companies here in Sweden, and also the customers to thank, because the requirements came from the customers from the beginning that, okay, you have a database where you collect data, but this company has something similar but with other information. Couldn't you connect those two? And therefore we did connect, and today we are connected to in Swiss it's called system, where you collect the data from the personnel and the recipient as well. So I think that's a way of succeeding in the market. Also, if you're a small company, you earn some credibility by being marketed by another larger company. So that's a key for us. And public tender or public procurement, challenge and opportunities as well. Public tenders, well, there are long process time. It could take, also they, like you mentioned before, it's quite easy to get an interest for our product. It looks like quite nice when you open the door with a cell phone. Many people say, I would like to have it in my home because my kids usually drop the keys. But procurement, it means a long process time, and also it's a challenge because if you're a research and development company, maybe the customer really don't know what they should ask for if they are not informed. I'm almost done. They're not informed, so we have done a quite large work, and I think we have to do the same work when we get abroad to try to be informative what the challenges are, and to inform them what are the important issues in this kind of systems. This is not a locking system. You cannot compare with ASA or a blowing of those systems because they don't have an ICT solution on the behind. They are not focused on this area of elderly, and we are only focused on that area of elderly. But it's a challenge. So spend a lot of time being near the customer and learning and try to do what they want. And I think that's how you succeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May I ask how much is the cost of your solution?
Yes, you may ask.
More or less.
More or less.
I have an idea.
We have a financial, different models, but to give you an idea, it's about, we list this solution, it's about 10, 11 euros per lock and per month. But it's always depending on how many models or what modules you want from Phoneo Care. Now looking at the digital access system, it's about 10, 11 euros per month and lock.
So that begs the question, who are your customers? Are they, for example, housing associations? Are they care providers, service providers, hospitals? Yeah, I'm curious. They're not as it were, they're not the end person who's a resident in their own home.
Oh, exactly. You're completely right. The customer here in Scandinavia are the municipalities. Those are who invest in this kind of system. And now when we get abroad, for example, to the Netherlands, we are studying this and see in what way we can finance this, because there are more private organizations who deliver the healthcare. So I think it'll be different in different countries, but here in the Scandinavian countries,